2 of Netflix's most popular romance anime might be fooling you. Does Blue Box really deliver on its promises? And what about Kaoru Hana? Is it just another silly love story? The truth is, one of them is absolute cinema, while the other a huge disappointment. Do you know which is which? I've watched both, and I'm going to show you why one really deserves your attention, and why the other just leaves you saying, so go ahead and hit that like, and drop your guess in the comments, because by the end of this video, I'm going to open your eyes to these romance giants. Seibaa! Before we can put these two anime head to head, you need to understand the premise of each one. Blue Box promises to combine the heart-pounding thrill of crushing on someone with the intensity of basketball, the elegance of rhythmic gymnastics, and the incredible adrenaline of playing with the shuttlecock. Meanwhile, Kaoru Hana doesn't try anything out of the ordinary. It's a simple school romance that starts out with a very Romeo and Juliet kind of setup. So the first one has the potential to pull in an audience that normally wouldn't be into this kind of anime, though it did choose a pretty lame sport for the job. The other one tries to mimic the best of its genre, with a male lead who intimidates people without even trying, but doesn't really show potential to attract viewers who want more action. But the premise alone isn't the only thing that can spark curiosity. The art and animation are gorgeous in both anime, at least when Blue Box doesn't look like a PS2 game. These visuals are captivating, but the most important thing is that they bring life to protagonists who may leave a mark on you, and that's decisive when figuring out why one anime succeeds while the other fails. In Kaoru Hana, Rintaro gets the initial spotlight, facing his insecurities about his intimidating looks and struggling to open up to others. Kaoruko, on the other hand, isn't as developed at first, but it seems like she drank liquid luck, cause she's overflowing with charisma everywhere she goes. Meanwhile, Blue Box shines a light on a love triangle between 3 athletes. Taiki is a super normal dude, aside from the red flag of love in the shuttlecock. Chinatsu might as well be the next LeBron James of basketball, and Hina, poor thing, she may be talented with the ribbon, but is still stuck in the friend zone. So yeah, the protagonists of both anime aren't anything too special, but at least they're not the classic incel loser who suddenly builds a harem, which doesn't mean these anime are free from problematic cliches. But hold on to that thought, we'll get there soon enough, because besides the protagonists, the supporting cast plays a crucial role in understanding both stories. In one anime, side characters are more proactive than most main characters out there, creating conflicts that may seem small, but are crucial for the growth of the main couple. And in the other, they do stir things up in the love triangle, but unfortunately, they end up being extras for the forced drama we're watching. And up to this point, the difference between the two doesn't feel that huge. The real gap shows up when we look at how each anime resolves conflicts. That's where we get to the most important question when comparing these two: how they succeed or fail at putting their ideas into practice, connecting characters with the story they're trying to tell. Seibaa! It's true that Blue Box attracts a bigger audience thanks to the sports angle, but anyone expecting a neat 50-50 split between this and the romance is going to end up calling it Blue Botched, since it often leaves the element as nothing more than background noise to its naughty place, without capitalizing on the hype of competition and spending too much time on never-ending training sessions. Come on, even Haikyuu, the goat of sports anime, gets less exciting when it drags out training compared to matches. And this isn't even badminton's fault. Sure, basketball might have been a more exciting main sport, but any sport can be made thrilling if handled right, even some crazy ones that don't even exist.
Oh, Seraki now.
On the other hand, an over-reliance on Romeo and Juliet's formula could have easily birthed a boring Kaoru banana, but instead of doing this, the anime slices through cliches like Jim Carrey messing with his coffee, straight into conflicts and solutions, often because its characters are honest with their feelings and still compelling even when they're not the focus of the drama. For example, in the beginning, we dive into Rintaro's inner struggles, but the female character who gets this attention is the beautiful Subaru, but not ReZero's hero wearing a skirt. Actually, it's this other silver-haired girl who gets more attention than the main heroine at first, but that doesn't mean Kaoruko is a weak character. On the contrary, she's got loads of charisma and already shows traits that will surely get explored more deeply later on, something true for the rest of Kaoru Hana's cast. On the other side of the court though, Blue Box also has some good characters. Chinatsu starts off on a pedestal, but grows into a character as the story progresses. Taiki may not be the most proactive guy in the world, but at least he tries to get closer to his crush, and we can clearly see how important sports are to him and his romantic interests. The problem is, they're still victims of narrative cliches like falling on top of each other and accidentally kissing, besides suffering from the predictability of the story, since no matter how much charisma and love Hina gets, it's obvious she's not ending up with the protagonist. Another thing, the side characters are interesting, but are never truly in the spotlight. Honestly, if some of them were the main characters, the story might have been better and less cliche, since they're often more direct and self-aware than the leads. They know full well the importance of you smashing that like right now, so take this chance to be the protagonist. Subscribe and share the content too. Anyway, at least neither anime pulls that tired loser guy plus popular girl trope that YouTube would love.
Não sei de nada.
In Kaoru Hana, Kaoruko is just one more girl at a school full of princesses, while Rintaro is the scary looking delinquent that everyone avoids, though he's got more heart and attitude than most leads out there. And in Blue Box, Chinatsu might be a basketball star, but Taiki isn't some nobody either. He's a solid badminton player who actually starts out pretty close to Hina, the rhythmic gymnastics queen.
観覧料2000円
So, in the end, the simpler romance works like a clash of two different worlds, while the sports one is all about the love triangle and the struggles of being an athlete in love. And this is where the difference between these two becomes crystal clear. Blue Box may have good ideas and moments, but it drags out training scenes and leans too hard on predictable cliches. I mean, what a totally random coincidence that the protagonist ends up living with his crush in the very first episode, right? Meanwhile, Kaoru Hana goes straight to the point. It's simple but effective, with characters who might even be too honest at times, proving that this isn't just another romance anime, it's a romance story. And its only noticeable cliché? The protagonist's friends popping out of nowhere to save the day, just like a good Sasuke or Naruto entrance. And that's why, at the end of the day, one of them is a disappointment, and the other is absolute cinema. But now I want to hear from you. Are you Team Blue Botched or Team Kaoru Hana?